At last, we get some Auto Malleus. I feel like it's been so long. I love my Auto Malleus in 1v1. They're a little boring in 3v3, everyone in the dog plays them there. It's nice to see some in 1v1. So SgtSmith's going to be rocking his Aversa Assassin. I do apologise, SgtSmith, you sent this bloody replay a very long time ago. It's took me some time. But hey, we got the replay now. So he's going to be fighting up against Fear. I don't know this Fear fella. I don't think he is the Fear from back in the day who played Tyranids. But we got Fear. And he's going to be rocking IG, which is honestly a pretty damn hard matchup for Auto Malleus. Lord General, though, probably the easiest of all of the heroes to go against if you're playing as Auto Malleus. Very annoying in tier 2 with a sniper rifle buffing up the range of plasma guardsmen, as you can imagine. Extra range on plasma guns versus Auto Malleus. Oh, you poor Grey Knights. But in tier 1 you can kind of bully him in melee, which is nice because dealing with the other heroes if they go for upgraded power melee weapons and tanky accessories, really annoying. Lord General can't do that. So SgtSmith has got to really utilise his strike squad well. You want to dodge fighting the Sentinel with your IST. You want the strike squad to engage with the Sentinel because the strike squad's so tanky. Whereas the IST will bleed. Why is that Sentinel so loud? He is getting some nice work here. He is going to get forced off. Just too many units. Strike squad's going to go force off the Sentinel, which is good. A little bit of bleed on the Lord General there, not bad. 25 requisition down the drain. See, kill one of these guys, it's the equivalent of killing, like, well... I don't know how to explain it. 4 guardsmen, but not, because it's like 3.5, but then... Well, it's like 3, but then you don't reinforce 3. If you killed 3, that would cost the same as 4. Whatever, it's pretty good. It's better than killing 2 guardsmen, put it that way. So, a bit unfortunate there for SgtSmith losing one of the Grey Knight models. Not ideal. He did deter the Sentinel for a while, but unfortunately there's not much you can do. It comes forward and takes the farm. Even dropping down a last turret here is Fear to really secure this position. Fortunately for SgtSmith, he does have the power node over here, so it's not like he's got no income. He's actually rushed operatives, which should be able to deal with this Lord General quite effectively. Yeah, I can push him back with the smoke, and now you can take the forward cover. Wonder what else he's going to opt for. Going for the Sin Skin Body Glove. So a little bit of HP regen for your EA. Cheaper Psychon. Cheaper in HP. But that is not going to help him here. That is not as powerful as a regular tanky melee armor. Which, you know, makes sense because this guy's not a regular tanky melee hero. He's got more DPS. But running into the turret here I really don't think is a good idea. Strike squad are great, they're super tanky, but you're just running face first into a load of damage. I mean, it doesn't lead any models there, so I guess it's okay, but it's still not ideal. So SgtSmith is putting the pressure on. Fear is putting the pressure on the power. SgtSmith is putting the pressure on the VPs and now returning the favour onto the power of Fear, which actually puts him in a pretty decent position, I think. Very ballsy to drop double gens over on this side. That is very risky. Lord General here, very low on HP and not in any cover, so he doesn't really want to engage with all these inquisitorial troopers. Just gonna bleed. What's going on? This is a really weird game. They're like splitting up in every direction, skirmishing everywhere, Sentinels decapping the natural power, sorry, natural wreck. SgtSmith has already decapped the natural wreck of Fear. Cadishans are now on the field. Now these guys will be very strong. Going to be great against the operatives, should be able to 1v1 them pretty easily. Great against everything, really. Just another reason why IG is so good against Auto Malleus. Cadishans. You know, they've got really good disruption and solid range damage to deal with all the troopers, and then they've got that power melee and the shotgun blast to deal with the Grey Knights. You're actually better off just meleeing with the Cadetians in instances like this. They will do more damage in melee than they do in range to these generators. What's over here? Any pistol yet for the Aversa? No. You would expect to see that eventually. You can throw the Aversa into the green cover there, the cover that can't be broken, and it can become an absolute nightmare. Hit the die last models with the neurotoxin ability. Do a lot of damage. Good retreat timing there. If you retreated any earlier, that would have been scary because you'd have got knocked over. And operatives trying their best to deter these Cadetians, but they will not win the 1v1. No, they need to retreat. Yeah, they're going to bleed models. Strikes do not want this fight. No, you do not want this fight. Okay, with the operatives breaking the retreat with the fallback plan, that's okay. Strikes managed to slay one of the Cadetians before they get out of there, and they get out without losing a model, so that's pretty... Oh, wow! Sentinel got one on retreat, that is unbelievable. These guys need to retreat again now. I think they can't retreat for a while after they use that fallback plan. Probably waiting for the cooldown to come off there. But he does manage it. Gets out of there. No bolter yet. Purgation coming out. SgtSmith at this point is losing all the map control. Looks like Fear is overwatching Cadetians. 2 Cadetians will actually be quite effective, but triple, well, that could be a bit ridiculous. Now, a good way to counter the Cadetians actually is Purgation, to be fair. Cadetians do have flame resist, which is a little bit annoying, but they still blob up loads, and you will suppress them, which will stop them from being able to just shoot you to death. Okay, that was sloppy. Well, SgtSmith is certainly on the back foot here. He needs to get some wipes if he wants any chance of winning this. Oh god, and Fear actually stole his gen farm as well. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Now there is a lot of power at play in this match. I wonder if SgtSmith is just going to destroy those generators, because it could be very difficult to defend them. I think I probably would just destroy those generators. You got the Purgation ready in the correct position to do that. Operatives taking crazy focus fire, not great. Now the strike squad are isolated versus 4 units, just not good enough. You know, they need to be engaging with support. You need to like hit a smoke shell to reduce the range so that the strike squad can get up close without losing any HP. You want to attack with the strike squad and the Aversa assassin at the same time. Obviously you can't because they're dead right now. Now this is getting scary for the Purgation because you've got power melee Cadetians in retreat path. Yikes. They got out. They got out. Just. But at least SgtSmith... Oh god, I was going to say at least he's defending his power, but that's getting attacked by Guardsmen from the other side. First Assassin will deal with that pretty easily though.
Reporting enemy contact! Victory point near this position.
Now you don't have too much range DPS as the Order Malleus, and it really can make taking down the Sentinel a bit of a bitch. And you know, Fear is really using his Sentinel pretty well here. Now this is a better engagement though for SgtSmith, because now you've got the Strike Squad and the Aversa running down the mid. Ooh, this might be the Sentinel going down. One of the best things to take down the Sentinel, believe it or not, is the Strike Squad, because it actually has good damage whilst chasing. Because of those Storm Bolters. Where's the Aversa gone? Okay, he's really overextending. If he rotates the Aversa, he might actually be able to take out the Sentinel. This is going to be a dodgy fight against the Cadetians. If he gets lucky and gets some special attacks with the Strike Squad, he could win it. It doesn't matter. They're scared. They flee. Sentinel needs to get out of there. I don't know what the Sentinel's doing. Why is he running over there? I guess he doesn't know exactly what the Aversa's doing and he's kind of scared. But operatives are going to flank over. Should be able to take out the Sentinel. That will be a huge pick for SgtSmith. Let's see. Yeah, there's no way. It's not getting out of there. It's brown bread, laddie. It's dead. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. And I feel like some silencers could be pretty damn good now. Pew pew pew. Ooh, operatives might get melee to death. Very close. Very close. Node reliable on retreat might do it, but no energy on that Cadison squad. Only the rear one, which is probably out of range. Purgation taking this power point. Strikes over there. Nice map control here from SgtSmith, regaining a lot of it, and he's got his power gens back as well, which is great for him. We're going to see a Psyker. Awesome. I've not seen the Psyker in action in ages. Don't really know if there's been any changes to it. I don't know if it's had its shockwave nerf yet. I think it did. In theory, the Psyker should be pretty decent here. Be able to support the Cadisons in melee, which could be quite handy once the Justicar arrives to the Strike Squad, because once this Strike Squad gets the Justicar, they will kick the ass of the Cadisons. They just get so much HP. Not only is the Justicar himself a really good combatant, but like the Slugger Knob, he buffs the HP of all the other normal models. So suddenly it's just a massive power spike. Still, when they're only on half HP and they've got two Cadisons in retreat, that's probably not the best engagement. Yeah, good. Nice retreat there. Got out just in time. Lord General, why is he not getting suppressed? I don't know. Okay. Finally suppresses him. I feel like that was really late though. Actually managed to get him melee, that's really frustrating. It's part of the problem with the bloody Purgation.
We have an edge for now.
Versa Assassin doing his thing over here, slaughtering Guardsmen, nothing they can do against him. Just don't have the damage, he's too quick. Now operatives appear with a burner bomb in retreat. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So the Cadisons, the Psyker, and the Lord General are going to come save the day, apparently. Psyker's an interesting unit. It does AoE damage with its passive attacks. So, going to be pretty useless against the Versa Assassin, but will certainly put the pain onto the operatives. He's got that shockwave ability, does knockback and damage. And an AoE. Can use that to control all sorts of things. Good against blobs of ranged units, good against melee to disrupt them.
Understood. Upgrading tech.
He's got a few buffs for melee units as well, but you have to pay to get those access to those abilities. When you get access to those abilities via his upgrades, you also get some passive buffs. Can't actually remember what the other abilities even are.
Stormtroopers reporting ready.
I think he might have something that increases melee skill? I don't know. We'll see.
You know we're ready. Stormtroopers reporting ready.
Let's see his damage against Purgation as well. That should be pretty decent. Yeah, solid, solid. Solid damage.
The requisition point's in trouble. Stormtroopers reporting
Chipping away at them pretty well. I think the time might be up for those Incinerator Purgation. I think they need to swap to Psy Cannons or Silencers, whatever it is at the moment. And Fear is just rushing tier 3. Oh my god, both players have. I didn't even realise. SgtSmith is already tier 3. He didn't get anything in tier 2. Ability used on the Melter Guns there. Fight harder. Increases weapon rate of fire. Well, that's not very specific. It increases the rate of fire by reducing cooldowns, which on Melter Guns is particularly good because Melter Guns have a really long cooldown. Whereas las guns have more of a reload time.
Under attack.
You've got some sort of snare ability here, slowing down the Versa Assassin, trying to help the Guardsman kite, but this guy's just a beast, man. Even killing them with his pistol, for God's sake. What just happened? IST just got wrecked. That's what happened. This is a dubious fight with the Strike Squad. Yeah, you've got the Sergeant here and the Lord General, meaning these Cadisons probably have medic kits to heal themselves. Against all that melter damage? No thanks. But I tell you what will be able to handle that in melee. Grey Knight Terminators. Especially if they get a wrist-mounted incinerator. But probably don't want an incinerator when there's a Lehman Russ on the field. That's going to be the main problem for Sergeant Smith. Now he's still got Naked Purgation, so we can easily upgrade them to a Conversion Beamer. That will be a great tool. Yeah, here it comes. A great tool to help him take out the Lehman Russ. The Aversa Assassin can get an accessory Melter Bombs. So you can snare it with the Melter Bombs, snare it with the Conversion Beamer, put a lot of hurt in, get maybe side cannons on your Grey Knight Terminators, and you can put some pressure onto that. But I don't know, maybe Incinerators would be more worth it, just to clear out all the supporting infantry. You've got to get rid of the Guardsmen, they're going to be repairing it at 30 HP per second. So it's going to be tricky. Now, against a completely infantry-focused composition that Sergeant Smith has, the Executioner Cannon on the Lehman Russ would be fantastic. Though it does make it a little bit more vulnerable to the potential Vortimer Razorback coming out afterwards. So Melter Gun goes down, one Conversion Beamer shot goes in, but I think it's already out of range, unfortunately. Yeah. A little bit of chip damage. Decent amount, actually. About a quarter of the Lehman Russ's HP gone. Where are the Guardsmen? Okay, well the Guardsmen are on the wrong side of the map, actually. They can't help this Lehman. And the basic battle cannon on the Lehman is really not that good. It's got a very, very slow rate of fire. And it really just doesn't do that much damage anyway. Actually got a rear armor hit there from the Conversion Beamer. Conversion Beamer actually does more damage at long range. And that was basically at maximum range, so that was a really nice chipper damage. So we got the upgrade onto the Grey Knight Terminators. Liber Demonica grants them the Holocaust ability. And a 25% damage output increase against demons, and the ability to burn energy when they attack in melee. So that energy drain is going to be useful against the Cadetians, the Lord General, and the Primaris Psyker, all of which are quite energy intensive. And we're going to see another Purgation Squad, interesting. I wonder if he's going to commit fully to the Beamer, or if he's just going to make them side cannons, probably. Here we go, Executioner Lehman Russ. So this now does plasma splash damage. So it's got a nice modifier against the Terminators. Unfortunately, it kind of missed all of its shots there, but if they're blobbing up, and this thing's able to get some easy hits on them, it will really output DPS very quickly. See the Melter Bomb picked up on the Aversa Assassin, makes sense. What are we getting on the Purgation then? Are we just going to keep them Incinerators? No, he is committing hard to dealing with the Lehman Russ. Double Conversion Beamer.
Enemy stormtroopers attacking.
Operatives eat one blast from that Psyker and then a shockwave, and they're like, nope, we don't want to fight him. We're going to back out. No upgrade on the sidearms of the Grey Knight Terminators yet.
Processing the land's request.
That was a really bad old reliable, jeez. How do you miss a stationary target like that?
It's dangerous to go. Stormtroopers reporting ready.
Yeah, that splash damage from the Psyker is pretty decent. And I think it's not like the Weird Boy where it targets the ground. It's just targeting a model directly, kind of like the Warlock's range attack. And if it hits him, it's just distributing the damage around him, which is really awesome. Makes it harder to miss, which is great. Okay, well the Terminators are charging in all on their own. They're getting snared by the Psyker, which is actually pretty dope. I don't know what else it does other than snaring. I don't know if there's a damage resistance effect. But oh wow, look at the DPS here. Double Conversion Beamers at maximum range. Can they kill it in the next 2 shots? Yes, they can, before the Creeping Basilisk Barrage comes in a little bit too slow, unfortunately. And the Aversa Assassin is in here using his Bio Meltdown as well, causing him to do AoE damage over time, and that forces off both of the Guardsmen. Both of the Guardsmen there were not repairing the Lehman Russ, and one of the Cadetian squads has gone down. So losing the Cadetians and losing the Lehman Russ, this is a really bad situation for Fear. The Grey Knight Terminators tanked like absolute beasts, didn't even lose a model, and now they're going to go back to base and fully heal up. We lost 1 purgation model, we lost 2 operative models, and the strike squad didn't even lose a model. Now they are going to be in base for a while healing up, and SgtSmith is slightly behind on VPs, but he's still got 200 VPs to go, and it's on Calderis Refinery, a map where honestly it's really hard to triple cap your opponent, and it's really easy to defend your natural VP. I think SgtSmith has got this game now, but we'll just have to see. SgtSmith is out of resources at the moment. We're going to see some Kassakin coming out for Fear. Those guys can get access to plasma guns, just elite Imperial Guard infantry. They're actually heavy infantry. They've got a sprint ability, far more HP than normal guardsmen, even much more HP than stormtroopers. And they can swap their specialist kit at whim. So you can get melter guns if you really want to put the pressure onto the Terminators. You can get plasma guns to be good against pretty much everything. Yeah, literally everything except the operatives. The plasma guns will do very good damage too. That's what they're opting for at the moment. They've also got frag grenades and crack grenades if you know what to deal with vehicles. I think from SgtSmith's perspective at the moment, I'd be trying to get a Warhammer Razorback, put a lot of pressure on the sidelines, a nice fast, high damage vehicle. Fear doesn't have any long range AV at the moment. He's got the crack grenade on the Kassakin, he's got melter guns on the General and the Devils, but in theory with the speed of the Warhammer Razorback that shouldn't really ever catch them. Strike Squad doing their best here, but they're literally fighting 5 units at once. They are tanking like gods, but Jesus, this is a lot of anti-heavy infantry damage. Plasma gun coming in from one of the guardsmen, melter bomb on the Cadishans and the General, plasma guns on the Kassakin. Yeah, this is too much. A bit sloppy there of SgtSmith. Really should have just waited for the Terminators and done a big timing push. Could have stole that bunker and he'd be in a good spot. Right now with the medical bunker coming down, that's giving HP regen to nearby guardsmen as well as allowing them to reinforce, and that is going to allow Fear to control the middle of the map a lot easier. SgtSmith really needs to do something about that. Now he can try targeting it with anti-vehicle like these conversion beamers, and that will do a decent amount of damage. It will still take quite some time to take it out. Okay, Warhammer Razorback's coming out now, great stuff. Oh, the Psyker went down in that engagement as well. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Oh wow. So he lost Kadishan Devils, a Lehman Russ, and a Psyker? That is brutal. That is brutal. Versa Assassin with his suicidal tendencies to just go in the bunker. Even if there is IEDs, which, to be honest, he could detect if there's any IEDs using his operatives. Even if there is IEDs and it blows up the bunker, you've only lost your hero. It's only 250 wreck. Look at the amount of damage coming out here though, this is brutal. Okay. Incendiary grenade deters most of the IG blob. Looks like we've got a Psy Cannon now. Psy Cannon on these Terminators, but let's see. All the plasma damage comes in now on the Terminators. You need to use the Holocaust ability. Lift all of these guardsmen up into the air. There you go, that'll stop them firing. Look at that, beautiful stuff. And now the Terminators can output their damage. The Versa Assassin is right in the middle of this army. If he used Bio Meltdown whilst they're all lifted up, that would have been a terrifying combination. And I think Fear was fearful of that combination coming out, so he retreats his infantry blob. Warhammer Razorback is now here. I think he has this. There's no way Fear can kill this, really. I mean, he has a little bit of AV, like I say, but it's all very short-ranged. So if you micro your Warhammer Razorback quite well, then you shouldn't technically be caught by any of this AV. He's actually using the medical bunker to regen. Look at the regen on these Termies, that's nice. So here we go, the IG range blob is just pushing onto the Warhammer. Warhammer does need to be microed. They really let the Lord General get very close there without microing, and now exposing rear armor. This is really poor play from SgtSmith. Might even lose the Warhammer instantly. He does, wow. Oh my god, that was awful. That was not great. I guess he was microing over here. Perhaps a little bit overconfident, I don't know. I like the play to put the beamer inside the bunker, so it's harder to just come over and take it. Unfortunately, melter guns ignore cover, so they actually do full damage to the units inside the garrison. Oh, beautiful Bio Meltdown here though from the Aversa. Where is he? Here he is. Beautiful Bio Meltdown combined with a flank from the Strike Squad. And obviously these Grey Knight units, individually each model has such high HP that the damage over time from the Bio Meltdown basically does nothing to them, whereas it absolutely wrecks these fragile human guardsman. And I think that's going to be it, to be honest. I don't think Fear can get out now. Triple cap against him, less than 80 VP, sticking down pretty quick. He doesn't really have the stopping power to take out these Grey Knight Terminators. Yeah, it is always a funny matchup versus IG. The early game in this game was kind of nuts. I can't believe that these generators were never destroyed throughout the whole game. Good job to Fear to try and stay in this though with the bunker drop. Wow, actually just outright destroys the bunker. But I think SgtSmith will be quite happy with that. Taking away the ability for all these guys to regen is pretty great. Don't know why the Kadishas didn't get lifted up there, but it doesn't matter. Can't deal with all this melee, there's no way. Can't kill the Terminators. I like the use of the Psycho ability to snare these Terminators, but like I say, he just doesn't have any stopping power. Really, I think losing that Lehman Russ was the deciding factor. Yep. If he managed to get the Lehman Russ out, things could have gone differently. You know, if he had the foresight to use the Creeping Basilisk Barrage earlier in that engagement, then he could very well have won the engagement. You know, force off the Purgation, then you can snare the Terminators when they're blobbed up and they're not moving very quickly. Well, the execution of Lehman Russ then would do some crazy damage. But yeah, there's your game. Thanks for sending it in, SgtSmith. Always love seeing some OM in 1v1. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. We need to get the views up on these videos. Come on, let's do this, guys. We need to get over 1k on the regular again. And if you do enjoy this kind of content and you want to support the channel, you can go visit me on Patreon. If you pay $5, you get access to well over 10 videos just like that. You can do what you want with them. You can download them if you want. You can watch them all, you can binge watch them in 1 month, and then you can cancel your subscription. That's $5 for 10 videos. That's a pretty good deal, guys. Come on, that's like, well, 5 hours content for $5. Pretty good. Or, you know, you can support me long term, and you'll keep getting the regular updates, as well as other benefits. But that is all from your boy Torpid today. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Torpid out.